这个故事如果你听起来不累，那么你的听力水平在生活中是完全够用的。要持续提升英文，记得点击订阅按钮。我们开始吧。
They called him the black sheep, and everyone knew who they meant. The word was older than any family memory. Older than the house. Older than the landlines on the map. In medieval England, sheep were not just animals. They were walking wealth. They were winter coats. They were bread on the table. A good flock meant safety. A bad flock meant hunger. Most sheep were white. Not pure white, not perfect, but light enough. White wool could change. You could soak it, boil it, stain it with roots and bark, turn it red for soldiers, blue for nobles, brown for workers. Black wool refused to change. A black lamb would appear without warning. Same parents. Same field. Same sky. The farmer noticed at once. Not because it was ugly. Because it was risky. One black fleece mixed in by mistake could lower the value of everything. Buyers would shake their heads. They would walk away. They would pay less. So the black sheep was marked early. Sometimes tied apart. Sometimes watched closer. Sometimes sold cheap. It ate the same grass. Felt the same rain. But it lived with a shadow over it. That was how the phrase began. Quiet. Practical. Cold. Then people did what people always do. They turned work into words. And words into judgment. Families grew. Most children stayed close. They learned the trade. Married nearby. Followed the rhythm. One child did not. He asked too many questions. She wanted the road. He laughed at rules. She refused a future chosen for her. Nothing criminal. Nothing cruel. Just different. The village needed a name for that difference. They already had one. Black sheep. The word spread faster than the story. It stuck to the person like dirt you could not wash off. At dinner tables, it was said in low voices. In public, with a sigh. Sometimes with anger. Sometimes with shame. Parents feared it more than failure. Because failure could be fixed. Labels could not. The black sheep learned to feel eyes on them. Learned when to stay quiet. Learned when to leave. That was the second rise in the story. The phrase no longer described wool. It described worth. But history is never still. As centuries passed, trade changed. Taste changed. Fashion changed. Black wool returned. Not as waste. As choice. People wanted natural colors. They wanted rough texture. They wanted something that did not pretend. Black wool was rare, harder to find, stronger in memory. Weavers paid more. Artists asked for it by name. Clothes made from it stood out in a crowd. The black sheep no longer ruined the batch. It became the batch. That shift never fully erased the old meaning, but it cracked it. Stories began to change. The black sheep became the one who left town, the one who crossed water, the one who failed loudly, then tried again. Some vanished. Some came back. Different. Families told the old stories with new pauses. Less anger. More surprise. He was always strange, they would say. But look what he built. But listen to what she made. The phrase stayed sharp, but it gained an edge of respect. Today, black sheep still cuts. It still stings. But it also carries fire. It names the person who does not blend, who cannot dye themselves lighter, who stays dark no matter the bath. Maybe that person is you. Maybe you grew up hearing it, or feeling it without sound. In class, when your mind moved faster. At work, when your path bent away. At home, when silence felt safer. You tried to soften your edges, to hide your color, to pass. But the old fields teach a simple truth. Not every wool is meant to change. Not every value shows at first. The black sheep survived cold winters, long roads, empty hands. So if you carry that name, carry it carefully. It was born from fear, but it lived long enough to find meaning. Sometimes the thing that sets you apart is the only thing that will last.
能以非母语者的身份专注学习到现在，这本身就是很棒的进步。真诚感谢你的观看。如果你觉得本期内容实用，点赞或留言让我知道你的想法，这对我持续创作非常重要。我们下期见。